putting on Jerome's. The OG Jerome's know. I used to start off every video with the little coffee sip, a little coffee slurp back in the day. Something that I don't have a good transition, but Andre Carter II out of Army. I know that everyone is all up on Ivan Pace Jr., and rightfully so, but I think Andre Carter II has a chance to be a legitimate diamond in the rough. I think Kwesi did a dynamite job with this UDFA class, and they needed to because they came in a little bit light on draft picks due to various trades. But, I mean, getting Ivan Pace Jr., getting Carter II, Malik Knowles I like a lot, even though he's on injured reserve. Thayer Thomas, Jack Podlesny, maybe Greg Joseph in the kicking competition. But Carter II, I think, has a chance to be absolutely legit. He's in a great spot. Brian Flores is attacking defense. I love Mike Smitty Smith as an edge rushing coach. And also he gets to watch one of the best in the business, Daniil Hunter, just how he holds himself as a professional every single day. And with Carter, I mean, people are always on to the next thing, right? So people love to build you up just to tear you down, and then it's on to the next one, on to the next one. They want the new, bright, shiny object. And with Carter II, I mean, his 2021 season at Army was dynamite, man. Just innumerable pressures, 17 tackles for loss, 14 and a half sacks. And if he could have come out early from Army, I mean, he probably would have been a borderline first-round pick, at minimum a day 2 selection. But I mean, that's where the hype was, 2 off seasons ago, and then he came back for his senior year, got hurt, and there was a reduction in production. Had 3.5 sacks, and it was dealing with the injury throughout most of the season, and he just wasn't the same. And you saw his draft stock go. And then you get to the Senior Bowl. It was very clear that he was still dealing with a lingering issue. And people just wrote him off as like, oh, he sucked in one-on-ones, he sucked in practice, he sucked in the game. Yeah, he did. But there was a reason to that. Same thing in the Combine. Didn't test the greatest, even though on tape, he certainly does check the boxes in terms of speed, quickness, has great bend, plays with great leverage as well, despite being 6'7". And I think that the Vikings and Kwesi just absolutely mined for gold, where they had these guys, Ivan Pace Jr., who probably could have been a mid-round pick, but he went undrafted because he didn't check all the boxes, height, weight, speed-wise. And then Andre Carter II, who fell through because of injury, because he didn't play well his senior year due to injury. Same thing with the Combine, same thing with Mobile. And now he also had another minor injury with the Vikings, and he ended up on the PUP list. But now he's back, and I think that he is a guy that hopefully, knocking on all the wood, can stay healthy. I think that he can be legit, where, hey, he doesn't have to come in and be a starter right away. He can be a platoon guy, and he is going to be in there with Daniil Hunter, Marcus Davenport, DJ Wanham, as well as Patrick Jones II. And I think that he's probably a shoo-in to make the 53, given his $340K that he has guaranteed this year. And Vikings would likely be worried about getting him through waivers initially before they can protect him on the practice squad. So I think he's going to be on the 53. And I think that he needs to come in and just focus on rushing the passer. Like, everything else will take care of itself, filling out his body. He does have a lot of room to put on some good weight. But, I mean, he does have quickness, he does have good hands, he does have great bend off the edge, and he just is a natural, instinctive quarterback hunter, pun intended. And I do think that, not saying he's going to be Daniil, but, but also I just coming in with his raw ability and be like, hey, all right, so Carter, we just need you 5 to 7 defensive snaps a game, and your job is to get the quarterback. Just rotate you in there, and we'll work on the rest of your game. We'll work on you stopping the run. We'll work on technique and everything else. But for 5 to 7 plays a game in passing down situations, you're going to get on the field with Daniil, with Davenport, with Wanham, with whoever, and you're just going to get the quarterback's ass. And I think that could be a lot of fun to watch, man. Just watching his progression, and I do think that the Vikings and Kwesi may have found 2 fantastic diamonds in the rough that are going to help out this defense tremendously. Where, I mean, everyone's knocking the Vikings because, like, oh, well, they got rid of Kendricks and Patrick Peterson and Diesel Dalvin and Za'Darius and all that stuff. But, again, change is inevitable in the National Football League, and sometimes you lose big names, but sometimes it can be for the better. Because You got these young guys who play fast, they play hungry, and they're cheaper, and they're just going to get it. And I think Andre Carter II has a lot of room for growth. I think that he has a super high ceiling, and it was a low risk, high reward spot. And I think that the Vikings are going to reap the benefits here, and also early, very early. But your thoughts are thoughts. You know what to do. Skull, no production value.